Merry Christmas and a happy holidays to each and every single one of you out there today. Man, dude, what a year it has been for the best-selling manga in history's anime adaptation. And in this video, I am going to be tallying up the results from 10 to 1, what you have all voted for as the best episodes of 2021. And I can only imagine how hard this was, considering the incredible year that we had. Any of the episodes that came out this year could have taken up this list, and I would have been fine with it. Because the amount of creative liberties they took in telling this story in its adaptation, and enhancing so much of the source material to make us care for so many of these characters, and bring so many of this stuff to life, add transitions that allow things to flow in a much better way. What a year it's been for the One Piece anime, man. And so today, on Christmas Day, get your Santa hats on, because we're going to be counting down your top picks for the best One Piece episodes of 2021. There's a 1-point difference between number 10 and number 9. So a massive thank you to everybody who voted, because you were the difference from 10 and 9 having swapped places. Coming in at number 10, we have the legendary Odin greatness, man. The Odin execution scene that they did an absolutely marvelous job of adapting and bringing to life in the anime. The clock sequence, Odin's final words, him representing Wano with that outline. I mean, just fantastic stuff. Well deserving of being in the top 10 episodes of the year. And following that up with some Scabbard's greatness, when you have an episode that is split in half with Luffy and Yamato trolling their incredible dynamics and interactions, and then the other half is the cinematic masterpiece that is Kiku versus Kanjuro. They didn't have to go as hard as they did, but because they did, we love them for it. Shout out to the animators that did a phenomenal job in bringing that stuff to life, man. Kiku versus Kanjuro, masterclass. Masterclass. Santa hat level greatness. The episode right after, with 225 points, coming in at number 8, episode 995. Absolutely love this episode. I went into depth as to why this episode is so special in my own personal list that I recorded earlier this week. But this is a really special episode, man. There's certain adaptations that just go above and beyond in taking the source material and putting it onto the next level, like taking all of that greatness and taking it to that next step. That's what episode 995 did with that center portion of the beginning of the Onigashima raid, with the Tsunachi greatness, the emphasis on Yamato and Kaido's relationship, just and having the Scabbards sprinkled in throughout the episode, and when they finally pop off in the at the end of the episode, it's like, holy flagnards, man. Tsunachi! And then Momonosuke's speech, man. We love to see it. Well deserving of a top 10 spot on this list. With 222 points comes an episode I wish I could have put on my list, but I decided not to, because this episode was the major reason why a lot of other episodes within the Onigashima section hit as hard as they did. And so this was the catalyst for a lot of greatness that we got this week. I absolutely love this episode. Odin versus Kaido greatness, the way they handled a lot of those sequences allows me to have have that future sight on, to where I can't wait to see how they handle certain stuff from the manga based on certain fighting sequences that I saw within this episode. The choreography was out of this world. That Togen Totsuka was nasty. Who doesn't love Odin versus Kaido, man? Come on, dude. Fantastic stuff. Coming in at number 6 with 244 points is an episode that I have in my top 3. It contains my favorite frame in the entire series. They changed the aspect ratio, which is what I'm most weakest to. And they had over-the-top playing within the episode. Come on, man! When you have Luffy, Kid, and Law going in against a ship with over-the-top playing, and you give it that level of movie-quality animation, it's like, yo! We love to see it. Well deserving of a top 10 spot. Coming in at number 5 is the most recent episode. Man, dude. Yo, shout out to the anime for truly making me feel attached to the Scabbards, man. I mean, when you see them do what they did in this episode, it's not only just the incredible animation, it's not just Black Maria going with the moonlight coming down, kind of. I mean, it's legendary. It's legendary. But every one of those attacks had so much weight behind them because of how they handled the Odin flashback, because of how they've handled the Scabbard sequences up until this point. It's like, yo, I've already loved these characters, and now thanks to what the anime has done with these characters, it's like when you get an episode like this, you feel the emotional weight behind each of these attacks. And so when they finally hit that Togen Totsuka there at the end, it's like, yes, let's go, man. And I had been looking forward to seeing how they were going to adapt this chapter for a very long time and to see how they surpass expectations. Or I should say how far they surpass expectations. Like the bar, I had it up here and they took it all the way up here, man. So amazing stuff. Most certainly well deserving of a top 5 placement on this list, man. Coming in at number 4, dude, it's Laugh Tale. It's He Laughed. It's Memories. I mean, come on, man. Roger greatness. This is an episode that I saw number 1 on so many lists. I saw in the top 10 on so many lists. I saw in the top 5 on so many lists. But I saw almost every single list that I saw for this thing had it on there in some way, shape, or form. And I think that goes to show how important this episode is to so many of us. Finally seeing Roger reach the One Piece and have that response that he did. It really felt like the end of a journey, the end of an adventure, even though we were only with Roger for a couple of episodes. And we've known him for the entire series. But following his adventure through Odin's eyes was something really special, man. To have that, be the climax there and how they adapted the second half of chapter 967 was just marvelous stuff, man. I can't believe they nailed it in the way they did. I mean, come on, bro. They played Memories, man. Memories! Coming in at number 3 is my personal episode of the year, episode 1000, man. They remade We Are. Need I say more, man? That final walk sequence is one of my favorite sequences in the entire series. No question. They played Overtaken, man. I mean, come on, dude. It was a celebration of what makes the series so special, which is the Straw Hats. They went above and beyond for so many moments in this episode, man. And it was beautiful. Like, they didn't have to go in as hard as they did for this stuff, but they truly made that chapter memorable. And that was a great chapter in the manga, but they made it an all-time classic in the anime, man. And I'll always be grateful for the fact that they went in as hard as they did and treated it like the milestone that it is, man. And shout out to episode 1000. It will always be special to me. That night that we all watched together will always be special to me too, man. So that is a true Santa Hat level episode, man. Coming in at number 2, dude, that Shichibukai sequence will never stop giving me chills, man. The way they handled the tension, the way they handled giving us anime-only sequences and scenes that added so much context. We had Morgans throwing hands. The storyboarding, the color palettes, the way that everything was shot. It looked like a movie. It is a 23-minute film that set the precedent for all of the other films that would take place throughout the course of the year in the One Piece anime. It's the Shichibukai system getting abolished. Come on, man. Come on, dude. It's the Sabo. What in the world happened to Sabo? It's all of that in this marvelous episode, bro. Like, I thought they were going to go in extremely hard for this because this is some really special stuff. But I wasn't expecting movie 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was not expecting the next movie after Stampede to be episode 957. It was absolutely incredible. Something I'll never forget experiencing for the first time because it just blew my mind. I was like, yo, because one up until that point had been amazing, right? But this one just took it to the next level. It was like, holy Flagnar. It's like, this is what we're capable of. This is a weekly series releasing an episode of this quality. This is crazy. absolutely insane. Once again, shout out to that Shishibukai sequence, man. It never fails to get me hyped. And as a manga reader, having certain anime-only scenes inserted to certain sections just really opened my mind to the possibilities of what's going to happen at the end of this arc. And so they did a fantastic job, man. They knocked it out the park, dude. They really did. And it's like, yo, what could be better than this? Like I said in my own personal video, this is, just like 957, the perfect episode. However, where 957, the material was so good that when you stack the incredible adaptation on top of it, it takes it to that next level. The material originally covered for 982 within the manga was good material. It wasn't this good. It wasn't on this level, man. And the anime took that stuff and made it an all-time classic that we'll never forget. Queen's music video, the Red Hawk, the toast, man. The toast at the end of the episode, which has become one of the most iconic Straw Hat moments, is an anime-only sequence. Most of it is an anime-only sequence. Kinemon yelling charge as they go into raid Onigashima. It's like all of that stuff is so incredibly well done. The Tobiropo's introduction. Like, man, dude, Yamato was in this episode, man. Like, come on, dude. So, a lot of fantastic stuff. The way it flowed, everything about it, from the colors, the animation sequences, everything about this episode. Just, I still can't believe it exists. And the thing is, right, like I said before, normally we get this type of stuff for when the source material is already exceptional, or at least very, very good. This wasn't even a top 15 chapter of that year, and it received one of the greatest adaptations I've ever seen for a manga chapter. It's like, yo! A few weeks before this, we had episode 978, and I thought that was going to be the last movie quality episode for at least a couple months. But when we got this one, I was like, hold up, bro. Like, yo, the One Piece anime is on another level right now. It is on another level, producing high-quality content week in and week out. It's crazy, because we saw what Nagamine said in regards to wanting to have the Onigashima section be as good as the Oden flashback section, which had almost every single episode in that flashback was a banger. So it's like, for Onigashima to do that, man, that's a tough task. You know, there's a lot of stuff in Onigashima. There's a lot to animate. There's a lot to bring to life there. I mean, it's going to be a tough task to make it be as great as the Oden flashback was consistently. Oh, they proved it. After 978, they came out with 982, and it's like, yo, another movie. 978 was a movie. 982 was another movie. It was like, yo, relax. But amazing episode. And like I said, that Straw Hat sequence there at the end with the toast, legit one of my favorite scenes, man. It's so good. And, you know, what more needs to be said about 982? We've talked about it so many times. It's a truly special episode, and it's like, that's how you bring something to life, man. It's taking something in the source material that was good and making it an all-time classic. Sweet Flagnards, bro. And those are your top 10 favorite One Piece episodes of the year, man. Sweet Flagnards, it has been a fantastic year, and it looks like next year is going to be even better than this one. And so with that being said, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas once again, or a Happy Holidays, and I look forward to seeing y'all for some more greatness whenever the One Piece anime ends up returning in early January, and we get a new opening and we start this next section in the GOAT Nigashima greatness, man. It's going to be an amazing year. Looking forward to spending it with all of you. Until then, y'all have an awesome sauce of a day. Keep your sand hats on, and I'll see y'all next time.